telling me, you know who he is? I said, Dad, I don't know. I said, Dad, you been around.
How you not know who Glenn Johnson is?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Respect. Come on, man. True School Sports. Say,
Thank you.
Do me a favor. Say, True School Sports.
True School Sports.
Number one
Check
content.
it out. Number one content.
Thank
Always
you.
check it out. That's
Thank
the
you, Glenn
boss.
Johnson.
There you go.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, got some news. Y'all can save the date. You know, this year's been an interesting year. We're going to have a great Christmas here on True School Sports, and just 12 days before Christmas here in boxing, December the 13th, save the date. The monster, Naoya Inoue, fresh off of his devastating, sensational knockout victory of Nonito Donaire in 2 rounds, he'll be taking on none other than Paul Butler. He'll be taking on Paul Butler for the Undisputed Bantamweight Championship of the world. And I gotta say, man, it's not his fault that this is who has the last belt. But let's just call a spade a spade. You know, years ago, a lot of people gave Terence Crawford flack because, you know, and even now, people say, well, Terence Crawford became undisputed, but he beat Julius Indongo. He didn't beat nobody good. He beat Julius Indongo, right? And you can't control, if you're trying to go undisputed, you can't control who has other belts in your weight class. All you can do is just fight whoever has the belts. So Crawford fought Julius Indongo, right? People said that was a lopsided, undisputed fight. But I would venture to say that this fight between Naoya Inoue and Paul Butler, it may just be the most lopsided, undisputed fight on paper, because, you know, all we can say on paper. It might just be the most lopsided fight I can think of ever for an undisputed championship fight on paper. I would damn near deem this fight mission impossible for Paul Butler because, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Paul Butler because he's a fighter. You know, he's a 36-fight veteran, but just in watching him fight, if you watch just a little bit of tape on Paul Butler, you know, the guy doesn't have a whole lot of dexterity to his punches. Very, as Demetrius Angier would say, very basic foundation. You know, not a whole lot of punching power you would think to worry a guy like Inoue. Not really an awkward fighter either. Not necessarily a physically strong guy as well. He's just a solid, you know, world level, you know, contender, or fringe contender, really. The guy has 2 losses in his career, Paul Butler. 2 losses. So he lost to a guy that Inoue already knocked out in Emmanuel Rodriguez. Rodriguez pretty much shut him out, and that was years ago for the vacant IBF title, right? And then before that, he stepped up and he fought Zolani Tete, and Zolani Tete stopped his ass in 8 rounds. So that's pretty much where he's at. That's pretty much where he's at. He was upgrade. He won his last fight against Johannes Sultan, which was for the interim belt in the WBO. And then, you know, the whole Casemiro situation happened. He got stripped, so then Butler got upgraded to becoming world champion. So that's pretty much how we got to where we got to. And like, again, I don't want to write Paul Butler off because every guy has every fighter, if he has the determination to apply himself in the ring on the night, he can make something of himself and he could really become champion on the night. But I really don't see how he's going to beat Inoue. Inoue is faster than him. Inoue punches harder than him. Inoue is a better defensive fighter than him. Inoue's got better boxing skills than him. Like, there's literally nowhere on paper, nowhere around the board why I think Paul Butler has a chance in hell, a snowball's chance in hell against the monster. I think Inoue beats him pretty convincingly. I think this would be a good springboard for the monster to become undisputed, you know, because he's already been 3-division champion. He's been a champion at 108. He's been a champion at 112. 108, not 112. Well, 105, 108, 115, right? 108. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was 108, 105, 108, 118. I can't remember right now. But he's been a world champion in like 3 weight classes. 108, obviously this weight class, 108, and I believe 105 as well. But yeah, either way, look, Inoue is one of the best fighters in boxing. Some people would say he's the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world. You know, I think he had a legitimate claim to that. And he still may have a legitimate claim to that just based off skills and what he's displayed in his career so far. But for me, like, Usyk's always been the guy. Usyk's been the guy. While active, when active, Usyk has been the guy since 2018 for me. The only time he wasn't number one was when he wasn't active, you know. But this should be the perfect springboard. You know, he solidifies his run at 118, becomes undisputed, and then you can go up to 122 and explore greener pastures there, because there are some big fights there. I do know, you guys do know I interviewed Stephen Fulton, and Stephen Fulton has said that he's interested in fighting Inoue. PBC may have other plans for Fulton to move up to 126 and do the Figueroa rematch. So we'll see what happens. But truthfully speaking, you know, I wish Paul Butler the best. He's gonna need it, because really and truthfully, if Indongo versus Crawford was the most lopsided, undisputed fight going in, this would have to be just as, if not more, lopsided than that, just because of the fact that you kind of know what you're getting with Butler. You're getting a good, technically sound boxer, but a guy that doesn't have the speed to deal with Inoue, doesn't have the power to keep him off, doesn't have the awkwardness to disrupt his timing, isn't necessarily physically strong. He's literally outgunned in every single department. So my prayers go out to him for a successful and great training camp, because he's really going to need it. And for Nayoa, this is all about taking care of business and solidifying who he is at 118. And if he can take care of business against Paul Butler in a fight that he'll be heavily favored in, then you look at Inoue in 2023. This sets up perfectly for him to move into 2023 to go into the super bantamweight division and take on the biggest and baddest names out there, whether it be Inoue, whether it be Mirza Akhmadaliev, whomever it may be. Line him up, and he's going to be looking to knock him down quickly and swiftly. So, yeah, that's the news. December 13th, the Monster fighting for undisputed against Paul Butler. So, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So, until next time, take care, guys. Charleston today.
True School Sports, the untouchable.
The
Don't
untouchable.
forget it.
Hey.
Up and coming, ready to make noise in the boxing world. Already he's making noise, but soon to make even bigger noise.
Hey, this is my guy right here. Yes, sir. He's one of the top guys in the biz. Been a friend of mine for years. He's a friend without boxing, but definitely a friend in boxing. So, thank you, Sean, for talking.
Guys like Brennan that really love and soak up the game keep me hungry. Keep me reminding of what's important in this sport. You know, loving not even just loving the fighters, but studying the fighters.
Yeah.
And knowing the fight game. So much love to my man. True School. He is a true one.
Absolutely.
What's good? It's your boy BT. Hello to the thousands of True School Sports followers.
That's right. The untouchable True School Sports empire.